I try to use masculinities to talk about gender and power, to think about the ways in which notions of masculinity get used to produce and reinforce inequalities within society. I think some of the problem in the way masculinities has played out, the discourse, is that it can be used to talk about different ways of being a man, which then get disconnected from struggles to change relations of power, so to challenge those institutions and ideologies that oppress people. So I think it's important when we talk about masculinities to talk about different ways of, what's the word, more equitable social relations. I mean, that sounds a little abstract, but a more just society. Not just different ways of being a man, but for all of us to live in a more just society. And that requires work to end patriarchy as well as other forms of oppression. Well, I think masculinity is infused within political, economic and social institutions. So the nation state is founded on certain ideas of maleness and femaleness. The economy is oriented around particular notions of who is the breadwinner, who is responsible for domestic responsibilities, which are tied up with notions of masculinity. Hence, when men are made unemployed or women are going out to work, then that's experienced as an emasculation. It's experienced as an undermining of men's sense of themselves as men, their sense of masculinity. And then socially, I think, if you look at many forms of different kinds of religion, they are bound up with particular representations of maleness that end up subordinating women and oppressing women. So I think you can see it working in political, economic and social realms. As I was saying, I think to me masculinity is a way of current kind of ideologies of masculinity that are prevalent, to me play a legitimating function in securing patriarchy. So notions of male superiority, female inferiority, the gender binary that positions masculinity over femininity, is a way of justifying and explaining a kind of natural subordination of women. I try to think about the masculinity of hegemony. So if you think about unjust social relations within society, and the ways in which consent is secured to those unjust social relations, I think masculinity as a kind of ideology of domination and subordination plays a significant role in securing consent to inequality.